So as you know, if you're running TikTok ads, or as if you've been looking into TikTok ads, creatives are really the only thing you can focus on to improve your ads performances. Now, I want to break down in today's video what is the process you should go through whenever thinking about optimizing your creatives, and what to do if you're finding that your creatives are declining in performance, or you're just simply not able to find good winning ads on TikTok. My name is Justin, and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So let's get straight into it. You have a problem. Your creatives are not performing. Right now, your ads or a singular ad is just not working, and you've either invested a lot of time into making that ad yourself, or into making that happen by working with creators, or you've invested a lot of money. So you paid, again, services online, or you've paid people and creators to make that ad, and you're just wondering, why is it not working? So there's a lot of things that you can do and play with that ad to make sure that it works, and very small variations. And also, this video applies to anybody who's suffering from creative fatigue. So if your creatives are starting to decline in ad performances, so if they were working well but frequency is going high, and then creatives are just starting to slow down, then this video is also for you. So whatever the reason is, the creative is not performing. Again, it could be fatigue, it could be just because CTR is low, it's just not working. So here's the hierarchy of changes you want to do at first before you test anything else. So the first change you always want to do is the angle or the creator. So that may be the creative type. So again, in terms of angle, that could be an unboxing, a testimonial, a try-on video, a review, a testimonial. So those are all different angles you can take with your video. So you might just want to try a different style of video first to see if that works. And then there's also changing the creator. You could have the same exact format, the same exact video, same cuts, same everything, just a different person on screen, and it might perform better. Your audience will react differently to different creators, and this is where there's a lot to play with at first. So any changes that I'm gonna mention right here is you first wanna try that change, and then essentially you just want to test that as a new creative. So you want to keep your initial creative, or just turn it off completely depending on how bad it really is right now, and make it compete against each of these changes. So each of these as a singular change based from the initial creative that is just not performing well. Then you might want to change your hook, which essentially your hook is the first couple of seconds of the video, up to the first 3 seconds, basically tops on TikTok. So that is what you initially say, what you initially show on screen. So you might want to keep the full rest of the video. You just change the initial bit, the initial cut. And this is what's important with most of the changes right here, except the first one right there. You don't have to change the whole creative. And this is what's best, because when creative fatigue starts to hit on TikTok, instead of creating a whole new wave of ad creatives, simplest thing you can do is simply cut your creative, or do any of the optimizations that I'm about to share with you in today's video, and that will allow you to have almost a brand new ad creative that won't be fatigued as fast, will last a couple days or a couple weeks longer, and will help you keep pumping some money out of that same creative. So yeah, second thing you might want to do is change your hook. Then third thing is the cadence. So it might be the amount of cuts you have in the video, or how quick you make those cuts, or all in all the video's length. Like if you're going for like a 7-second video, you might want to try 15-second. If you're going for a 1 minute, you might want to go for a 30-second, or at the opposite, you might want to go for a full minute. Try and play with the length of the video, but also the cuts, how frequent you have the cuts and when you have those cuts. And then you have your audio. So that can include many things. That could be the background music. So you might want to try and change your sound that you're using. That could also be the person that talks in the background. If that is a video where you did like a voiceover, you might want to change that. If you did use text to speech and you have like a robot voice or whatever, you might also want to play with that. So audio can also play a big role on that, as opposed to Facebook and Instagram, where people might want to scroll on the feed with having audio off, because there's a lot of pictures to be seen and they might not want to be ear blasted by videos. If people are on TikTok, sound is on, so audio does play a very big role in your ad performances. Then afterwards, it might be just your call to action, right? You might just say at the end, learn more. All right, what does that mean? You might want to change the offer in the call to action, like, hey, buy now for 5%, or check this out, check the link in bio, whatever type of ad you're running. If it's a Spark ad, link in bio could work. Again, might want to change your call to action. And then finally, it's changing the text on screen. So changing, if you have subtitles or if you have, some form of editing, you might want to change that. I just recommend that you use the TikTok's editing tools to make the on-screen text, or that you pick the same font that TikTok uses. And finally, basically after any of these changes, as I mentioned earlier, you just simply want to put those as new ads. You turn on ACO, so basically your auto creative optimization, and then that kind of lets the platform optimize your creatives for you. And then once, with any of these changes, this is how you find a winning ad. Like there's no other sides. Those are the only things you can play with when it comes to the anatomy, essentially, of an advertisement that you see on TikTok. So with any of these changes, you will for sure inevitably at some point find a winning ad. Once you do, you scale that ad, and at some point you'll start hitting creative fatigue once again, and then you just start the cycle over and over again. I see brands literally that we can reuse the same creatives almost like indefinitely just by doing some small tweaks to it. Like it's the same original ad creatives, and there's just small tweaks, right? We'll change the first couple of seconds of the video, like we'll re-record a new hook, or essentially we'll change the pace, or you'll change essentially again the audio, you'll change the sound to a new trending sound, and that allows you to look like it's a completely new video, but it's just the same video being reused. So you save a lot of time and money when it comes to optimizing your ad creatives. Now, if you're an e-commerce brand or store owner making at least $20,000 to $30,000 a month with your brand, and you want a partner that will help you scale on TikTok, I'm going to invite you to click on the first link in the description down below to book in a very short call with our team. On that call, we'll take a look at your brand and see if you're a good fit for our e-commerce marketing program. And if that's the case, we'll help you scale, and worst comes to worst, we'll just leave you with the free action plan to implement on your own. On that note, make sure you check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in next video. Peace.